From the Weather NorCal Command Center, this is your morning update.
Daniels Roofing, licensed, bonded, insured roofing contractor. 45 years of generational expertise, offering a variety of roofing systems in the North State. Composition shingles, metal, tile, fire-safe wood shingles, and spray foam roofing systems. An energy-saving cool roof, perfect for commercial flat roofs and mobile homes. With other companies, you may get a foreman or a salesman. But with Daniels Roofing, you get Daniel. Call today for your free estimate. Daniels Roofing, 3 generations working hard to protect your home and business.
Well, good morning, everyone. I'm meteorologist Mike Kruger. Welcome to Weather NorCal. It is Monday morning to you. Quick reminder that there's some great other segments outside of the weather here. We got Turtle Bay Wonderful World of Animals. Each week, I hang out with Sharon Clay, sometimes some of the other volunteers out there, and we talk about the animals. We hang out with the animals and have a good time. So check that out. We have a new episode every Monday. Of course, so we've got one out there for today. Take a look at this beautiful picture, just kind of breaking away, stepping back from the fires and reminding ourselves of the beautiful area that we live in. Now, this was taken out at Lassen Peak here. They had a panoramic shot here from George saying his dog was enjoying the view. Now, if you want to send in your pictures and you want to see them right here on Weather NorCal, in the Morning Update, on Coffee with Kruger, also on social media, well, just share them from the free Weather NorCal app. It's really easy. You just go into the app, you scroll to the bottom, you tap to the share your photo, and it will instruct you on how to upload your photo from your phone, your iPhone or your Android device. Be sure to check it out today. All right, here's a look at your weather headlines. Smoky and hazy for many of us. The smoke, we're going to continue to see that here as long as the fires are burning, right? Some of us more smoke, obviously, than others. A warming trend this week, nearing 110 degrees in the long range for the valley. When I say long range, probably closer to next week, but we are seeing that warming trend this week, with cool and periods of clearing on the coast. That's pretty typical there, right? Hey, here's a look at your neighborhood forecast at a glance. Again, hazy and smoky. Now, places like Trinity County, the North Coast, most likely not looking at much in the way of haze or smoke there. Chico, southward, most likely not seeing much in the way of haze and smoke either. But you head north of that, that's where you're seeing that haze and that smoke. Temperatures are beginning to warm up, but still below normal for this time of the year for many of us. Here's your forecast for today. You can see temperatures should be somewhere in the low 90s in the valley, 70s and 80s for the higher elevations, and along the coast, those temperatures in the low to mid 60s. So here's a quick look at your 7-day outlook region by region. For the valley, you got hazy skies here. Those temperatures are going to be about the upper 90s to about 100 degrees here. As we take you to Wednesday, the temperatures continue to climb after that. Now we look at our 7-day outlook for the coast, inland, and for Weaverville. Also seeing that warming trend here, although with the exception of the coast. Temperatures mainly in the mid 60s. And we take a look at your Siskiyou County, Modoc County, and Eastern Mountains. Hazy and smoky in spots here. More smoke for places like El Tourist and most likely even Susanville as well. But those temperatures will also be on the increase. That's a quick look at your forecast. If you want to stick around a little bit longer, you're going to take a look more at the fires, the fire perimeters, and of course a more detailed forecast right now. All right, so here's taking a look at the fires. One thing I want to remind you about the fires is we get new updates on the fire perimeters shortly after I record this weather segment. So keep in mind that what we're looking at here is just to give you a general idea. Now, of course, with the Park Fire, this is the biggest fire. This is one of the biggest concern. You can see that 12% containment is on the southwest side of the fire. So protecting the communities of Chico and, of course, to the north and northwest of Chico as well. Again, just a general idea based on this latest fire perimeter. You can see the distance from Red Bluff, Dairyville, Los Molinos, and Corning. We take you up to the north. We've got the distances for Shingletown at 7.4 miles, Palo Cedro, Cottonwood, also Viola and Mineral. Just kind of taking a general idea of those distances. And of course, Manton being pretty close as that northern end of the fire did very quickly spread northward, closer and closer to Manton here over the weekend. But again, it kind of stalled itself out here. You can see this mountain ridge right here. We'll get that latest fire perimeter, as I mentioned, on Coffee with Kruger at 7 a.m. We'll probably get a bit more updates for you. But there you can see that that containment line here, but Paradise about 5.9 miles and Magalia about 6.9 miles. Take a look at some of the other fires around the area. Of course, the Smith fire is 100% contained. The Mill fire at 75% containment. We take you out to the Hill fire. Now, this is looking out in Trinity County, eastern Humboldt County. There you can see 7,200 acres here at 58% containment there. And of course, the Shelley fire has been going on for a while, but we're beginning to see better and better containment there at 89% containment, still at about 15,520 acres. Now, as I mentioned, you want more details on that. You want more details on distances to communities, especially for the Park Fire. We will have more live interaction as we take you into Coffee with Kruger at 7 a.m. So if you want more details on those fires, be sure to tune in at 7 a.m. on Coffee with Kruger. You can watch it from Roku, Amazon Fire Stick, YouTube, from Facebook, and of course from weathernorcal.com and the free Weather NorCal app. There you can see the smoke coming in from the fires at 6 a.m., mainly to the north of Chico. Now you'll notice the wind pattern is pretty much keeping it to the north and east here. So places like Redding, Red Bluff, the smoke and haze won't be as bad, most likely as we take into the next few days, but still hazy nonetheless. There's tonight, most of that smoke is kind of drifting itself off over Lassen County, northern Plumas County as well. 6 a.m., same situation on Tuesday. We go into Tuesday afternoon, most of that smoke again off to the east. We're really not seeing much of that smoke making its way northward and to the west either, as it's mainly drifting itself off to the east here of the valley. Take a look at those winds. Now they are picking up this afternoon for the valley, but in the vicinity of where the fire is, the Park Fire, it doesn't look like the winds will be quite as strong. Now you think about the winds that help to kind of generate that and really help to push that that fire, the Park Fire. We're seeing, yes, the afternoon breezes, but overall the trend is not calling for very gusty winds out there. Now we take a look at the humidity levels. We're still seeing good recovery in the early morning hours and overnight, but we do dry out significantly by the afternoon. Somewhere in the teens and even some low 20s in there. We take you off into your Tuesday, and there you can see again very dry conditions here. Not as bad though, by the way, if you notice here for Trinity County, and not to mention into western Siskiyou County as well. So when you combine the temperature, the humidity, and the winds, we're kind of in that moderate to high range here, especially for the north and east side of the valley here. But again, where the fire is, you're more in that low to moderate risk here for fire weather. And there you can see as we go into your Tuesday, looks like still that the conditions are improving, especially for the valley, but in that low to moderate risk for the Park Fire. So we look at that satellite image, looks like the imagery is not coming in, unfortunately, but overall, we've got some colder air off to our north and west. That is what's going to help to keep our temperatures down a bit. But what we're seeing here is that we do have some of that fog still along the coast. A few clouds kind of coming in here later this evening and tonight. Mainly dry conditions though, starting the morning off with some of that fog along the coast. Tuesday afternoon, it looks like we'll actually begin to see a little bit of clearing out there. And of course, maybe some afternoon puffy cumulus clouds and some of those higher elevations here for tomorrow afternoon. So again, here's the overall trend. There's that cooler air I was talking about, but we've got a dome of high pressure to our east. This dome of high pressure is going to slowly begin to build here through this week. So as a result, we're just going to see an uptick in our temperatures through the middle of the week, and then eventually by the end of the week, those temperatures will begin to climb even more. So we've got a big dome of high pressure off to our east. Now, again, the key is it's not right on top of us. So we're not talking about 110, 115, 120, right? We're talking about 105 to close to 110 degrees, especially as we go into early next week. So again, that ridge of high pressure shifts to the south, but even though it's showing signs of kind of shifting to the south and trying to weaken, it's still going to be fairly strong, and it's still going to be very close. I mean, even if it's up here or here, it doesn't really matter a whole lot for us because we're in the vicinity of that high pressure, keeping those temperatures fairly hot. We got another area of low pressure, cooler air to our north and west early next week, but that'll most likely just ride up and over that ridge of high pressure. So the 10-day trend, temperatures just continue to climb. You can see about 104 to 105 as we get into the weekend, and the temperatures approaching that 110 degree mark as we go into Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week. Hey, take a look at the wave heights. If you need to be out on a small boat, you're in pretty good shape when we're looking at those wave heights out there, anywhere from 2 to even 4 feet, even heading way out to sea here. But the marine forecast, Yeah, it is going to be a little patchy with some dense fog out there, so just be aware of that. But otherwise, conditions are looking pretty good out there. Let's take a look at your Trinity County neighborhood forecast. Your temperatures will be in the upper 80s to low 90s for your daytime highs. Not too bad temperature-wise, but again, those temperatures are increasing really across the board with the exception of the coast, with temperatures in the mid-60s, partly to mostly cloudy skies. The fog will be more dense at times than others, especially in the overnight and early morning hours. Your inland areas, temperatures also increasing, upper 80s today and tomorrow, but back in the 90s by Wednesday, upper 90s to about 100 degrees here for Thursday into the weekend. 90 degrees for a high today in Wairika, 91 for Hornbrook. There you can see the hazy skies here for places like Mount Shasta. Those temperatures are increasing, but really shouldn't get too terribly hot. We're talking mid-90s there. Your Modoc County neighborhood forecast, a little smoky, a little hazy at times. 85 degrees for Alturas, as well as Eagleville and Tule Lake, about 83 degrees. And your Eastern Mountains neighborhood forecast, hazy and smoky for your Monday, Tuesday. Not quite 100 degrees here as we get into the long range, but it is getting warmer with highs in the upper 90s. Your Valley neighborhood forecast brought to you by NorCal Tractor. Hey, not bad in the Valley, especially with those south winds. As a bit of a slight delta breeze. That's keeping those temperatures upper 80s and low 90s for the south end of our valley here. But as you head northward, a little bit warmer. 93 degrees for Redding as well as Anderson, 91 for Red Bluff, and there you can see Bella Vista, a high of about 94 degrees. So here's a look at your 7-day outlook for Redding. You've got those temperatures increasing slowly. It should be back up to 100 degrees or higher by Wednesday, 105 to 106 as we go into the weekend.
We're the locals down the street. The neighbor you come to for advice. A nest egg for the golden years. A loan or a new account for that growing business. What started in Chico 50 years ago has taken us all around California, providing big bank lending power and high-tech service, while keeping our relationships personal. We're still the locals down the street, no matter where your street might be. Tri-Counties Bank, California's local bank.